I have three very interesting items to share with you guys. These are not digital, these are film. So I don't do a lot of film. I did because I was born in the time when we used film cameras, so I have used film. My first like 3 cameras were film cameras, but it was always automatic ones. Yes, a lot of disposable ones too, but I did have a couple actual film cameras where I had to load the film. I didn't really do anything with those for a long time. I still have my very first film camera, which takes this really bizarre roll of film. It's like an unusual one, I don't know. But then 2014, 15, I bought a used Canon AE1 off eBay on a whim, and I got so lucky because this thing was in pristine condition. It had the manuals, it had the leather case, all this stuff, the flash. Most of the stuff I've never used, although the manuals are really cool. But I loved using it. It's a little bulky and everything, but I enjoyed it. And then I found a like mint condition Minolta X700 at a antique store for like $70 in the box. And the lens was also in the box. Like everything was, again, pristine. I don't know how I did it. Used it last year. It works great. Love it. I will say, like, I am more of a rangefinder style person than I am a SLR style. And I have been looking for a good rangefinder film camera. So if you have some to recommend, I would love that. Leica is not in my budget. I wish it was. I did buy this on eBay. This is one of the things that I wanted to show you. This is a Minolta Hi-Matic E. And I did a lot of research. I thought this would be a good one for me. I know about the battery issue. They don't make the batteries anymore, so you have to use hacks to get them to work. And I tried all the different hacks, including that I did buy these adapters that fit the same, like they fit batteries in there so that you would get power. Problem is, this camera without any power does not work. Nothing will work. You can't advance the film line lever. You can't see the shutter. It does have a leaf shutter, but you can't see it open. So unfortunately, now the listing said, haven't tested recently, but works as far as we know from when we stored it without the batteries in it. But so I really thought it would. It did also come with like, and this thing, you can tell this thing's kind of feeling funky. It came with like the case. The other half of the case is on this strap that it came on with the flash that's also in a case. I don't know, it maybe had some like, I don't know if there's moisture damage or something. They did come from Florida, so there's a good solid chance of that. I really thought it was gonna work. It doesn't. I can't get it to work. So my best guess after research is that maybe there were some batteries in there at one point that did get some corrosion in and got into the camera and affected some of the wiring. That is not my specialty. I don't do soldering. I thought about taking this bottom plate off and looking myself, but I'm like, that's just something I shouldn't be doing. So there is a local camera store here. They service it in one of their other locations, but they will service film cameras. But they said on something this old, they would do a complete overhaul, which I totally get that. And yeah, it would be nice. It'd be $300. And I kind of don't know that this is worth it. Now, the person on eBay, I did actually ask them if I could return it because it didn't work. And they ended up saying like, oh, if it doesn't even work, don't bother returning it. We'll just refund you. So basically I got this camera for free, but as of right now, it's a decoration. So I just love how small it is. It looks so nice. Like it looks like it's in great condition. Now, I will say the light seals on the inside have disintegrated, which that seems pretty normal. So, and it does look like you can get to the lens on the inside. It does look, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It does look like there's maybe a little bit of fungus on the lens. That's my guess. Again, I am not a film camera expert. I just know what I've known from doing research on older cameras. I actually really wanted, and I almost won the bid for it on eBay. It was a Canon SB4 II, I think is what it was called. It's a really old rangefinder and it's beautiful, but I don't want to pay a super big amount right now, especially for something that I can't guarantee is going to work and remain working. So that was the rangefinder that I got. Yeah, at the moment, I'm not sure what I'm going to do because I did get it for free basically now. So it could just be a decoration with the battery thing. I'm like, do I just look for an older rangefinder like that Canon or something similar that doesn't need a battery so that that's not even an issue? I don't know. If you have recommendations though, let me know, because I was also looking at the Canon, I think it's like 3A or something like that. I don't know. There were other ones I was looking at too, but I like that style because it's like the Leica copies. I like those. And I like the Canon ones because I shoot Canon professionally on top of like my Fuji gear. So that just was special to me. But yeah, this was Minolta, and it's still a pretty camera. I was so excited I was going to take it on a trip and then it doesn't work. So I guess not. I'm just going to take my little Nikon point and shoot film camera at this point. But I did find last year that taking my Minolta was a little bulky on top of my Fuji stuff. So like, I was like, yeah, I want a smaller camera to take with that. Anyway, on to the other two things. These are really special. my dad, for my birthday, I asked, hey, do you have any of Grandpa's old cameras? I thought he did. Now, my dad is one of 6, so there is a chance that some of his other siblings have other cameras, because there's no way this is all he had, and you'll see in a minute why it also doesn't make sense. So he gave me 2 things. One, well, I'll go through this first. This is why we know it doesn't make sense. Because there's a camera, obviously, that went to this flash. And we all know where the camera is, so I'm guessing one of my uncles maybe has it. This is a Kodak flash holder. I don't know, in the box. And it has the flash. Got some manuals in here. So, yeah, this is all in here. But I would never actually use this. This is more just cool because it was my grandpa's, and I don't know. I just think it's really interesting. It probably doesn't even work. I don't know. The other one we think would work, except they don't make the film for it anymore because it was an original Polaroid camera. So this is the Polaroid Land Camera Model 95. Made it in the 1940s up to like 1957, I believe. Yeah, the box has seen better days. Obviously, it's an old box. So this is the camera all folded up. And there are also manuals in here as well. So I have manuals to tell me how to use it, how to open it up and all that, but you know, without the film, there are still some things I'm not sure about. So if you open it up, I can't do this from behind. I know you have to set the distance thing, but I'm not setting it for a distance, so we'd set it like this. So it folds out like this. The film, the Polaroid film would go in the back here, and then you do have a viewfinder. So there is a viewfinder, so you could hold it like this. That it looks absolutely ridiculous. It's very foggy in there, although I think it's actually just a fingerprint, so probably could clean. Oh, I think that actually locks down. Ah, there we go. Now it's locked down. Sorry. So this is what it looks like. Obviously in very nice condition because my dad has kept it in a box. But to me, even though I will never be able to use this camera, it is still really unique and special to me because like my grandpa did a lot of our family or my family's photos on it over the years. Oops, I was supposed to do that first. This is where it got confusing the other night. We were trying to figure out how do you, oh yeah, there we go. It was so confusing. It literally said hold to your chest and nobody believed me until I did it to close it up. We could not figure out how to unlock it and close it. And then I said, well, the manual says hold it to your chest. And they all just kind of looked at me. And so I did it and it closed. I'm so proud of myself. But yeah, so this is my grandpa's old camera. I guarantee he had other cameras that probably one of my uncles was very into photography. So I would not be surprised if he has the other ones, which unfortunately will probably go to my cousins instead. But anyway, I just thought that was really cool. I wasn't expecting my dad to give it to me. I kind of figured he would hang on to it. So I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to display it because I don't have the best space for these, but it's very special to me. So yeah, that's my film stuff. Like I said, though that was more just special. My dad said that camera probably would still work. They just don't make the film anymore. This one, I could put film in it. It just doesn't work because a little light doesn't turn on even with my batteries. That's what's supposed to light up and it does not. So you can't use this. Nothing will work. Nothing works without the power. So that's fun. But yeah, if you have recommendations for rangefinder film cameras, there are not a lot of information. There are so many out there that I've had to try and sort through and sift through. I know a lot of people recommend the Canon P, the VT. I will say this is a little bit more of a modern look of a rangefinder than I was looking for. I was looking for more of the Leica copy style ones, like the older Canons. Those are just hard to find, one, in condition that you know it's going to work, but also with a lens. Most of the time, it's just the body only for like $200 or $300. And I'm like, I don't really want to pay that. I'm going to start trying to go to like some pawn shops and things like that and just see what I can find. But yeah, I love how small and cute this is. The power situation is an issue. And I just don't know that I want to pay $300 to get fixed, even though technically, yes, I did now get this for free. That's a lot of money for this, not knowing, like, I'm just assuming my battery solution worked. There were so many other weird solutions that I did also use and try, and I've seen videos of people making them work, so I know that they do. But the other issue is sometimes the newer batteries don't give you the right power to correctly expose the image, and you have to know how to correct for that. That's just a lot. So I wouldn't be opposed to having just a more simplified camera without a light meter, because I can get a light meter. I can use the apps on my phone that has a light meter, or there are apps for that I learned. I'll be fine. I also generally kind of know my settings based on the lighting too, because I shoot manual. So, but yeah, let me know if you have any solutions or suggestions, but I'm very happy that my dad gave me that one. So I just wanted to share that because that was special to me. That's out of all my like film and vintage cameras up here, that's the only one that's like actually a family heirloom. And the fact that I know my grandpa took family photos of like my dad and my aunts and uncles on it and them is really special. I didn't know my grandpa really because he died when I was young, but having something like that, a piece of family history, is just really cool to me. So hope you enjoyed that.